Hey Cloud Gamers, today we're having a look at Judgment, which launched on PlayStation Now this month for the July games, against Judgment on Google Stadia, which has been there for quite some time now. Starting off with a speed test, we're going to have a very big difference here, as we would expect, with Stadia still being the speed king of the launch here at just over 44 seconds, with PlayStation coming in a little bit slower. But this is to be expected considering PlayStation Now is using PlayStation 4s in the cloud, essentially. So there we have it at 1 minute 2, so 15 seconds slower, just over 16 seconds actually. But that's not the only difference, as we'll see straight away that we get completely different loading screens on the Stadia version from PlayStation Now. And in the cutscenes, not only is the coloration different, but where is the hand shadow in the right image here for PlayStation Now? It does appear just a lot later, so we don't have as high quality on the PlayStation Now side as the Stadia side here. Then we also have the fact that on PlayStation Now we have this camera focus switch, which we don't see on Google Stadia, so we have some strange console effects that seem to be more prominent on the consoles rather than Google Stadia itself. Both of these are rendered at 1080, so you'd expect the image to be a lot closer in quality here. However, you can clearly see that Google Stadia is much more defined than the PlayStation Now version, and also PlayStation Now is a lot more yellow for some reason. If we're looking at the Google Stadia side, it's much more blue, or much more natural as I would say. As we look at some combat here, we can see that Google Stadia is exceptionally clear, and when we're looking at some of the background effects here, we can see the crowd quite clearly, and the effects of the character models and the actual hit moves here are crystal clear. Especially as we see those effects. For the X actions, it's very well defined on Google Stadia. As we switch over to PlayStation Now, we immediately see a drop in frame rate, as well as quite a lot of blurriness around the main character and the characters in combat here, but a lot more blurriness around the environment and the characters in the background. So although the PlayStation Now is supposed to be also streaming at 1080, this may not be the case for all games, and for Judgment certainly doesn't look like it's as clear as we've seen in some of the other games, as we've seen previously on PlayStation Now. Bit more side by side here with some of the action for the QuickTime events on the chase, and once again we see that huge frame rate dip and quality variance on the PlayStation Now side. Finishing off with a bit of combat, PlayStation Now is still very playable, although it is not as enjoyable as the Stadia version once you've seen the quality and consistency of Stadia up front. Let us know in the comments below whether you would be playing Judgment on Stadia or PlayStation Now, or whether you'd be playing it on a cloud PC instead. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things cloud gaming, and we will see you next time.